Welcome to all things geek and toys. Welcome to DVT Talks. This is episode number 4.
A New Hope.
Yeah, episode 4, New Hope.
Starting to get good.
My name is Andy. I'm joined always by the Groot to my Rocket Raccoon, Henry Velasquez.
Hi.
And the owner of Dallas Vintage Toys, Sean. Sean's the only one with a big boy chair today. We're all little short guys.
We might work on that too.
I'm always a little short guy.
We're going to talk about Thor. We're going to talk about toys, yeah.
Oh.
We're going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con. And first of all, we're going to talk about the toys that are on the table. We always get cool stuff in here at Dallas Vintage Toys. And let's take a look and see what we got. Sean, what did you set on the table this week?
Well, I just put on the ESB proof card FX7. It's a AFA90. Just grabbed it from the toy vault.
That's
And,
not a toy?
That's a prototype.
That's not a toy?
That's a piece of cardboard.
I'll be putting the rest of the sealed vehicles on our website pretty soon. That's a factory sealed Return of the Jedi Battle Damage X-Wing fighter.
Ooh.
Can we take it out and play with it?
No.
I like the shot on the front there. That's cool. I like that. It's actually figures and not, like artwork.
Sold separately.
Yes.
Oh, like the He-Man, where they draw the toys instead
And
of
then you get them
showing.
home and you're like, oh, these men have rubber bands for legs.
I want to buy art.
Yeah. What about you, Henry?
I have Predators. I like Predators. I have the Scar one already, and I'm going to be purchasing these soon, as well as the Comic-Con version. And I'll probably be reviewing one of these too, because we also have the Scar ones.
You kind of
What about
sound
you?
like the SNL commercial, like, I have 3, one to play with, one to live in the package, and one just
I am
because.
very sick right now.
Hashtag charisma over here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nothing can stop me from coming to work.
You need to work with your Groot.
Yeah,
I am Groot.
my Groot.
I am Henry.
Yeah.
I put up the Mecha April O'Neil. We just got a text message, and also we just got these in the store.
Yeah.
I have this sitting out there because we're going to talk about NECA's San Diego Comic-Con exclusives too.
Well, that was a good one too, though. Like even if you just got her and you put it with all the other ones, she's still fitting pretty well.
Mhm.
And not to mention the fact you get 2 Mousers with it. So
That's 2 Mousers for the price of
one April O'Neil.
April O'Neil and
And
2
you just love those
Mousers.
Mousers in the video game, too.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I
Just
really
run around,
like
shock
that
you.
series. I really dig that series. I know there's a lot of bootlegs out there. Dude,
Just
those
stay
are
away
all
from
awesome.
bootlegs.
Stay away from the bootlegs.
You might save
Forget
some
the
money, but
originals
you
and
open it up and you wish you never bought them.
I
Yeah.
bought a Figma Thor bootleg.
Don't ever touch it
And-
again.
How'd that go for you?
Forever he had cross eyes, and I was just like, I ended up whiting him out because I'd rather him just look like
So
the
he's
Like
a-
Raiden. You'd rather have Raiden than a Thor.
Exactly.
So he's a White Walker.
Yes, he's a White Walker Thor. So we live in a pretty cool time when there's lots of geeky movies and TV shows. Now, only one of us saw it, but Preacher just premiered, right?
Who saw it?
Mr.
Oh.
Ninus, the only one who can afford AMC. And
Feed me.
so I was interested to get your opinions. Is this a show you're looking forward to watching more of? Is it something that we should actively seek out and see?
Are you gonna watch it live, or are you gonna DVR it and watch it later?
I think I had to DVR it because my DVR was full that night, so I had to watch it the next day. But
First world problems.
and I mean, I really don't know anything about Preacher. I mean, Walking Dead's over with, so I gotta watch something. And
You're relapsing.
the-
Okay, give me something.
yeah.
Give me something comic book
So I mean,
related.
like the first half hour, I mean, I really didn't know what was going on. I mean, they're setting up the story and everything, and after I think the premiere was an hour and a half, so
nice.
it started getting like really good. So I can't wait to see the next episode. I'm not gonna do any spoilers. Or
I just
anything,
hope they don't do.
I
what
would say
Walking Dead
this
does.
is a good one to watch.
That's good. I just hope they don't do what Walking Dead does, where it's like 20 minutes of actual like comic book content, and then it's like who's sleeping with who, and it's just a drama and a soap opera.
I thought it was like the meme we did where like, okay, what just happened last episode? They got me hooked, and then
Yeah,
we're
it
gonna walk
starts
around for
good.
30 minutes and like, oh my god, zombies! And then someone does something incredibly stupid, and then there's
little bit of
cliffhanger.
drama.
Then you gotta watch it the
And
next one.
somehow Glenn isn't dead.
And then,
Hey, man, spoilers.
And then Fear the Walking Dead, their season finale, and it kind of left that. So I mean, they're kind of borrowing some stuff from The Walking Dead. So once
Yeah.
again, I'm not gonna do any spoilers.
Well, there's only so much
but,
you can do, you know.
So, I mean,
And they're hoping that you probably forgot about it by now. So
I
they're
think they
hoping
are
can
starting
rehash
to
it.
man up in that show, and kind of like they said, they're gonna talk about everybody and then build character, then is going in that route. So we'll see later this year when that comes back on.
I really do enjoy the Walking Dead show. It's just, I don't know, I kind of have fatigue for that whole franchise right now.
The world's a lot bigger than you think it is. That's what they're saying now.
I guess it's just there's just so much Walking Dead out there right now. Like they have 2 TV shows, and I read the comic books, and it's just the zombies are just everywhere right now. You know, I mean.
Well, that's been the case for like the last 3-4
I know.
years.
I
see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big horror or at least a big zombie fan because they're usually campy and goofy movies, you know, or comics or whatever. But
now it's
enough is
too real
enough.
for you.
Well, I've managed to stray away from it. So I mean, I dig the Marvel zombies, but I stopped reading it after like the 3rd volume. Resident Evil, I'll buy anything Resident Evil, but I'll read Walking Dead comics, but I avoid TV and all the craze. I don't play Call of Duty, and I don't play like the whole zombie mode they do there. So for me, I'm not bombarded with it, but I know it's all out there.
I listen to bands you've never heard of.
Oh, I listen to zombies too. I love the 60s.
But yeah, it's just an awesome time for Geek TV right now. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing Preacher. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but I'll probably wait for that one to have a full season because Netflix has spoiled me. Because Netflix has spoiled me to where I can just sit down for 12 hours and
just binge it.
Watch an entire story.
Not eat, bathe, whatever.
I'll do plenty of eating. But, yeah. All right.
Cookies.
So a little news this week. Thor Ragnarok is coming out like next year or sometime. But they just announced the cast, and they got like some pretty big names. Like Kate Blanchett's going to play Hel in it, and Mark Ruffalo's coming back. Tessa Thompson, who was in Creed, she's going to play Valkyrie.
Oh, nice.
But one of the biggest surprises was Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park is going to play a character called the Grandmaster. And the Grandmaster was integral to this plot back in, I don't remember what decade it was, but there was an old comic story called Clash of Champions, where basically this character got all of the superheroes together.
It was a Clash of Contest.
It was contest. Yeah, you might.
I know they have the mobile game named Contest.
Okay,
of
that might be it.
So,
then.
yeah.
But basically, the premise was all the superheroes are fighting in a gladiator-style tournament type thing.
Secret Wars?
Pretty much, right? So I wanted to ask you guys, just no limitations on your picks at all. But we know Thor and Hulk are going to be in the movie. Who else, if you could pick anyone from any franchise ever to come in and fight those two, who would it be?
Those two?
Stanley. What would
Fight your god.
What would Stanley?
He's been in plenty of movies. He's got his own action figure, hot toy, the He-Man classics. He's in IMBD for the next 20 years. That man is unstoppable. Even though this year will be his last.
Fine. If you're
I thought you were just going to end that. This year will be his last.
Oh,
just like, oh my god.
No.
Do you know something?
No. I think in 2 weeks he's going
die.
to be at the Dallas Comic-Con, and so for a treat you can have like a breakfast with him for X amount of dollars, and then
sure
New
it's
York
lots
Comic
of
Con.
X amount.
Wait, so
his,
does he only eat one
show as
breakfast?
well.
Does he only eat one breakfast, or does he have to eat multiple breakfasts that day?
Yes, he's a hobbit.
I'm sure. I think it's probably like you and like 200 other people in a room eating.
Probably guess maybe
No.
20 or 50 or something like that.
Maybe he just takes like one bite of his of cereal, and then like the next person comes and then he takes the next bite.
Just a line.
But if you're throwing in Stanley into the gauntlet, then I'm choosing George Lucas. I'll destroy you.
I will destroy you. Wow.
I will put you with all my props. I will turn you into a prop.
Yeah.
And you, Andy?
Well, I was going more traditional. I was going to say Boba Fett. I'd like to see Boba Fett show up. That'd be awesome. Maybe.
So he's going to come out of the Sarlacc pit and say what's up?
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing.
It's like,
What's up?
hey!
But no, I thought that would be pretty cool. You know, he could be there on contract or something from Jabba the Hutt to capture the Hulk or something like that. Like totally, it won't happen, obviously, but that would be really cool.
Toss in a Predator, man. We'll see
Same
how
company, they could hear you.
It's possible.
Hashtag Disney.
Hashtag Illuminati. That would be sweet. A Predator and an alien, maybe. Throw a.
That'll just be
T-800
more. It'll
in there.
basically just be Mortal Kombat X.
That would be awesome. I would definitely watch that movie. I'm gonna watch it regardless. But
He was like, I'm gonna make it with action figures.
I just hope, like, while we're on the topic, I just hope they answer whatever the hell Tony Stark's like nightmare thing was from Age of Ultron, where like everyone's on the floor and.
Well, I think that was supposed to just be like his worst fear. I think
Okay.
that's what,
Well, what about
I
the
think that's
Thor
what
one?
Scarlet
The
Witch
Thor one
saying.
was like, it looked like it was like you're peeking into the third movie, and I'm hoping they like all of that's answered because, I mean, it could be just a nightmare, but I mean that was kind of just like a what the heck is going on type deal.
Well, I mean, I was from that film. I was under the impression that was just everyone's worst nightmares, and it just happens that Thor's is the only one that's actually coming true.
Well, speculation always happens. So people were like, Avengers die in the first movie, and then Guardians of the Galaxy taken in the second Infinity War, Part 2, something like that.
All right, moving on. So we got two more topics. They're both NECA toys related. First of all, we'll do the happy one. NECA is making a Nathan Drake action figure from the Uncharted video game franchise, which I'm very excited about because I've loved those games since back when the first one came out on PS3, and I've always wanted toys of it. That's being a collector. If there's something you love, you want a toy of it, basically. So I want to ask you guys, what are some video games that you've played and really enjoyed that never got toys that you would really like to see a toy line of? Is there anything that comes to mind?
I mean, I think we live in a lucky age where they make toys of everything. So I mean, pretty much all the I'm not a gamer, so I mean, like all the toys or games I played, I think they've already made the toys of in my generation. So.
Well, what were like your favorite games that you did play? Were you more of an arcade?
I was more like a strategy type game, so like Zelda and I'm trying to think of the other one, like Secret of Mana and like other stuff like that back in the 80s and early 90s.
Okay.
I think they might have made some for the one I'm going to talk about, but they look like crap. Beautiful Joe came out for the GameCube. That's one I really want to see.
And this would translate so well because it's such a vibrant, color scheme and such a just the big heads on the characters.
Yeah.
And it's such a. Yeah. You would think that if they haven't, then maybe like Figma or
you think they would, right?
Like that would have made
something,
those.
But no, I think they made about 4 of them and they look like crap. I don't. Okay. I really just because NECA's done it before. I really hope they at least take another crack at the Street Fighter series and Resident Evil. Like they did a bunch for Resident Evil 1, 0, 4, 5, and I just really want to see them actually do another take on them and actually do like they did with the Kratos, where it's actually a really awesome figure, lots of articulation and detail.
The Ultimate Kratos. Yeah, it's a great toy. For me, I think since I was a kid, I've always wanted Punch-Out toys, and they've never made Punch-Out toys.
Come on, Mac.
And every year I watch since this World of Nintendo line has come out, I watch New York Comic Con, and I wait for their press conference. Come on, give me that little Mac action figure.
They just now made Falco too, so.
Well, now it's just called Punch-Out, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
You got rid of my
that was like after the first one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where you put that dude zero. Yeah. Nope.
Sorry, Tyson Chicken.
They're like, it's Mr. Dream. No, it's Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream.
But I would love some Punch-Out toys. Like I have the Amiibo, but that's not an action figure, But honestly, I would be happy with if they just made Little Mac. But if they made every person you fight in that game, I would probably buy every single one of them.
Dude, knowing Nintendo though, they'd probably just do like a flat.
They'd probably just do a flat.
They'd probably just do a flat version where it's just
bald
little Mac and then it's just a stick.
Oh god.
Whose downfall is his pants fall down.
Who's Flamingo? Is that the first guy? Don Flamingo.
Don Flamingo is like the 6th guy.
Yeah,
or 4th guy. The first guy is Glass Joe. Who's got
he's
Glass
real
Jaw.
easy.
But what do you guys think? I mean, what video games would you love to see get action figures? Make sure you let us know that in the comments and stuff. And we're anxious to see that. Finally, big news. This just came out yesterday. NECA announced their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
Oh my god!
And they look incredible. It's 2 box sets of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, and they're in that style of where they the video game 8-bit painted style.
So amazing.
And it's 2 4-packs. One is all 4 turtles. The other one is Shredder and
Three.
three foot soldiers.
Purple, orange, and gray.
Yeah, and I have been waiting for these toys to get announced for so long. Like, it's since they announced the video game license, it was one of those things in the back of your head, like, oh man, remember those turtles they made? How cool would that be if they were able to re-release them?
I never thought they'd actually do something like that, dude.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is something because we're coming up on San Diego Comic-Con, and this is something I praised NECA for last year, was they released all of their Comic-Con exclusives like 2 weeks before Comic-Con in stores.
Yeah.
So everyone had a chance to get them. That is not the case with these.
Exactly.
They are strictly, you can't order them.
They said it themselves, man.
You have to be there to get them.
You can pre-order them if you're going to pick them up. But they sent out a tweet saying the only way they can sell these turtles is if they do a pack that includes multiple figures and they're convention only.
Mm-hmm.
So they might not always be exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. They might pull something out and do something for New York Comic-Con too.
Mm-hmm.
But you still got to go.
But still, yeah, they're not going to be at Dallas Comic-Con.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to be able to go to Toys R Us and pick these up. I'm not going to be able to order them and get them.
Sadly.
So I wanted to get your opinions on, this situation, and obviously just con exclusive toys in general. Like, are you pro that? Are you against it? Both as toy fans, and Sean is a merchant of toys. So, how does that affect? Like, do you ever see those come up and you're like, oh, I could, my clientele would love these toys. I wish I could get them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is you're on both ends of the spectrum. I chose these not only because I'm going to buy them, but because NECA is releasing the Scar one as a clear Comic-Con exclusive, and I love that they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate that there's no way for me to get it unless I pay secondary prices for somebody that stood in line and bought it. And I'm like, here's $25 for doing that. There's another $50. Now give me the $25 toy you bought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cool. I think it's great that they do these things. They don't have to. They definitely don't have to make something, but it just sucks that people take advantage and sell it. But
seriously, my beef with it is that it doesn't help you or I, or it doesn't really help the collecting community in the sense that, ballpark say that they sell 1,000 of these box sets, and I think a safe estimate for retail on each one's around $100 probably.
Yeah, I think so.
That night, there's probably gonna be 500 of those 1,000 on eBay for $500 a piece. And
well, that's the thing. It depends, man. If they all collectively get together and none of them budge, it'll stay up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a dude that's like, well, screw it. Everyone else has 500. I'll put 4. Then the guy's like 3, and then 2, and maybe it gets reasonable. But sometimes, dude.
But I'm not going to buy them for retail.
Exactly. Yeah, and I hate that. But that's just
you
how
might
it
be
goes,
able
man.
to if you're patient. So if you
If
look
I'm
at
patient,
no, if you look at how this always unfolds, I mean, to go out there, get a plane ticket, get grandfathered in, gotta find a place to stay, it costs thousands of dollars. So I mean, I get why people stand in line, and like we had a customer tell us last year, like he stood in line for 8 hours, and then here he is, and he's behind another guy. Then after this guy went, they said we're done for the day. So he stood in line for 8 hours. It's like all that money to fly out there. So I mean, that's why there is a little bit of a premium. But if you look at some of the years of, like, most of them, so when it first comes out, it's going to be a hot commodity.
Yeah.
Prices are going to be at an all-time high. If you wait a little while, they start to drop. Like Henry said, people will be like, okay, I shouldn't have bought 2 or 3 of them. I need to pay some bills or do groceries or something.
Yeah.
They start to drop. Now some of them actually do go up, but not all of them. It's a very small percentage where they go up. I mean, if you look at JoeCon stuff, like the Night Force, I forgot what, the Sky Striker, like that was like really expensive, like $200-300, and now it's going for like maybe around $100. So I mean, and kind of like one item that we haven't had in too much is the Black Series Boba Fett and Hand Carbonite. I think we've only had 2 of those come in.
Here recently, right?
Whereas
it was literally in the span of a year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because we got it in like 2 weeks after we opened up at this location. 2-3 weeks.
Do you know what the MSRP was?
I couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure it was like 50 to 60, 70.
So, I mean, that is one example that's gone up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of the examples, if you're just patient, I mean, you can pick it up cheaper. Like
another example though is
G.I. Joe Transformer crossovers. I think those used to go for $250 when they first come out. Now they're like around $150, give or take.
We've actually got 2 sets of them, 2 out of the 3. But another example of them shooting up though is sadly the black and white TMNT NECA ones. Those that just keep rising.
Well, those weren't exclusives though.
They weren't.
No.
They just keep shooting up. But that tells you that there's a demand for these things.
Definitely.
I thought those were exclusive.
No, they weren't.
The black and white ones?
Yeah, we sold them in the store I worked at.
Some of the Ninja Turtle stuff.
Oh, Hastings is owned by NECA, so.
Well, they weren't back then, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, I collect comics, and one of the pieces I was wanting to get was TMNT number 1, 9.8 white pages, and there was one of those that sold last month, and I think that went for $29,000. So I think I'd rather get a more desirable or meaningful comic than that, like a Silver Age or Golden Age.
That is meaningful.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but I mean, I'd want to get something.
I'd rather get Superman's 30th appearance than the TMNT first.
Well, it's just the thing too is
like X-Men number 1 or something.
Yeah. That's definitely a bigger deal than Turtles 1. But the thing is, we see these things happening, and the whole reason this is happening is because Playmates toys won't allow NECA to just straight up release them. And it's just, I see that and it's like, why can't we just all get along?
Oh,
like,
well, notably, they did say they...
Well, Sony finally did that with Spider-Man. It'd be like, okay, just pay me some money, we can get along.
And look how good Spider-Man is now.
The statement they released on Twitter did specifically mention that scale, so they definitely will be making the bigger ones.
Well, they are doing they're going to do the 18-inch
those they're doing with no problem.
And we have seen, because they ran into that problem with... because they did the 89 Batman in that video game style, and the reason they did it in that video game was because that was the only way that
they could do the scale.
I don't know who owns the
DC Collectibles is
Mattel,
DC Collectibles
Mattel, right?
It's Diamond, I believe.
Yeah,
but Mattel does
like the DC Universe.
Well, they both do equally. Yeah. They're both up there.
So that was the only way they were able to get around that, and then they were able to further get around it by releasing that figure in a classic DVD color scheme in a bundle with a Blu-ray. So I'm hoping maybe something like that's going to happen with these Turtles figures. Maybe they're going to be like, hey,
Sean will just customize and make it the way
I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, I want
had
those
them
video
since
games
'87,
figures,
dude. I don't know if they can.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They could just, if they release hey, for $300 you can get all the figures and here's a Blu-ray with all the Ninja Turtle movies. Like, I wouldn't mind rebuying the Turtle movies to get those toys. You know, I
think those Turtle movies So you're talking about movies or the cartoon?
The movies.
Okay, so that would be a lot cheaper.
You know what stinks though is that they probably are making, like, they definitely won't be left with overstock of these TMNT ones. I mean, if they do, they might take it to New York Comic Con, like I said, but it definitely won't be. They're making less.
They got a movie coming out too, so I'm sure it's going to be.
Well, you said something about maybe a couple years ago there was something. Their Big Bad Toy Stores was given the option to buy the overstock from San Diego Comic Con.
Was that?
I don't think they buy the overstock. I think the guy just goes in there because I think it's legitimately a team, and they just go in there okay, we want all this.
I think there's
and then they let everyone else.
They sold out. I don't even think it was the last day of the con either.
They had to go.
It was at the BotCon.
Oh, was that what it was? Okay. Okay. Well, hey, maybe they'll do that too.
Yeah, they had the BotCon and they had the Goku Comic Con, and they were able to grab a few and put them on pre-order. And they're like, all right, when we get back from the Comic Con this weekend, then we'll take the pre-order off, and then it'll be sold.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a gray area. It's awesome. As awesome as it is to have the opportunity for all those people who are going to Comic-Con to get something that's like, hey, this shows that I was here, you know what I mean?
We forget that there's people that legitimately enjoy it and have the opportunity to get them, and they're not always in there to make an extra buck on it.
But I'm just being selfish because I want those toys. So.
Yeah, same here.
But what do you guys think about exclusives? Are you for them? Are you against them? I'm going to imagine most people are. If you can get them, you're for them, and if you can't, you're against it. But sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think about that kind of stuff. Sean, you want to tell the good people where they can find us?
Yeah, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6, 120524 Skate Drive in Dallas, Texas. Our zip code is 75243. Check us out online at dallasvintage.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, check us out on Instagram. We'll always put our newest content there. See you next time.